Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to KritzKast. It is Monday night, and of course, that means some more UGC action for you. We have the upper bracket semi-finals of the European side of Platinum Highlander. The winner of this match will go into the upper bracket final and be one step closer to taking the Platinum title for Season 24 of UGC Highlander. Last week, we saw the quarterfinals. Saw some teams get through quite comfortably, but I'm sure there are going to be more difficult matches ahead today. One side of the bracket, we have the favourites, Elephant. The game we're going to be looking at tonight involves two teams who last season played in the Premiership Division. On one side, we have Feila eSports, who played in the final, the grand final of TF2 HUD Premiership in Season 14. They are back again for Season 15, albeit with a largely different roster. And this UGC roster is different to what you'll be seeing in the TF2 HUD campaign, with a few changes here and there, but some familiar faces nonetheless. In the opposite corner is Gimme opponent, a name you might not be familiar with unless you've watched UGC casts over the past few seasons, as they have been a mainstay in the Platinum Division, but most of their players dwell from the team formerly known as Envision, who played in the Premiership Division last season in ETF2L. They finished in 7th place and in the end got relegated. They're playing back under a different name in High, but a lot of these players are back and trying to get some medals in the UGC League. This is going to be a best of 3. We're starting off on Ashville, trying to find out what the other maps are going to be and who picks what. But for the time being, we're going to enjoy some King of the Hill between these two sides. I am CeeJaey, and I'm joined by Zamparonie, a former member of Feila eSports, and Foppish is going to be doing the production in the background. Zamp, you looking forward to see some of your former teammates on this map?
Yeah, it's pretty interesting to see Middle Joe, Layla to play. Ashville, a map similar to Plat, one of our strongest maps last season. Yeah, I'm interested how they're gonna perform on this. A bit different map, but still, at the end of the day, the same map, basically.
Yeah, it's got like some tweaks. I mean, some people say this is better for Sniper, others say it's worse. I mean, I don't really kind of know. I feel Compliant has kind of better sight lines. I think Ashville allows you to do a little bit more underneath the point. There's some minor differences, and the lobby area is vastly different in many ways, but this is King of the Hill, and so we're expecting to see more of the same, likes of snipers and demos and scouts to go absolutely ham and get those frags, get the damage out. Will probably be the focus points of the Ubers that are going to be exchanged in this. I mean, looking at the teams here, obviously some familiar faces on both sides. Just trying to take a look at the Feila eSports roster. I'm trying to work out who's going to be playing what. It does look similar to their ETF2L roster. It looks like they've got Jinxie on Scout. Middle probably playing Pyro. I think he's been playing Pyro in UGC for them this season.
Yes.
Which would put Menti on Soldier. Joe, of course, on Demo. Bloodis on Heavy. TK on Engineer. Medic, I'm guessing, is going to be Chabby. Maybe Layla's not available at the moment, so Chabby's going to be playing Medic. I'm not sure. She doesn't seem to be on the server at the moment. AZ is Kaza, I believe, the sniper.
Yes, he is.
And Mello, aka Agi, on the spy. So more or less their ETF2L roster. So it's going to be a roster that they've practiced quite a lot with, I imagine.
Yeah, I mean, the roster is always different in Feila, you know. It's just a common theme. It's nothing new to everybody here. But I rather watching here, like, Give Me Fucking Opponent's team or Envision's team or Fake Taxi, their new name nowadays. With probably on Scout. Who could be Scout here? Could be possibly Kunu or Hugo. I'm not really sure here. What I'm watching at, like, Justice is in there. He could play Scout. Kunu probably plays Sniper. Demos will probably play Demo Man, I could imagine. It fits the name. Kirsty will be probably on Medic. Tuja on Heavy. Hugo Pyro. FDH. Spy. Little Jessica could be the Medic. And Justice could be Soldier or Scout. And,
it looks like Vori's entering the server now, so Vori almost definitely be the Scout. So yeah, I agree with you there. Probably Vori Scout, Justice on Soldier, Hugo Pyro, Demo's Demo, Tuja Heavy, Little Jessica on Engineer. Medic Tercio, Sniper Kunu, and yeah, FTH Spy. So that sounds like a lineup, which, I mean, that's quite a strong lineup, don't you think?
For UGC Platinum, it is.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we've got some players there who played Prem last season. Kunu's a former sort of not MVP, sorry, debut of the season winner. Tuja, I think, was debut of the season last season as well.
He was, I think, yeah.
Yeah, Hugo was nominated for a few things. He was a Pyro. Justice is he's played at the top for the likes of SCCK and Feila eSports in the past. Demo is obviously playing in Prem 6s at the moment. So I think it's an interesting roster. Probably not as well synchronized, if that's the word I'm looking for here. Feila eSports probably practicing with these players a lot more. You know, the likes of Middle playing Pyro, I mean, he did play for them last season. So although he's playing a different class and not playing ETF2 with them, he's going to have that kind of cohesion with the rest of the players. Maybe Envision or Gimme opponent, I should say, a little bit different. But it'll be interesting to see some strong players from either side. I mean, previously in the bracket, I'm not sure if we were able to have the bracket up on the screen, but taking a look at the top seeds, actually, Feila was third highest seed. They beat the team We Are Finish, who were the 6th seeds. And actually, Gimme opponents were the 7th seeds. Sort of, they were 2 away from not even being in the playoffs. It was only the top 8 who managed to go through. They had to come up against the 2nd seeds, Fiddle eSports. Fiddle eSports, essentially returning former Plat champions from a few seasons ago. You know, we're talking about kind of the olden days. With some kind of Prem players just mixing it up. They actually knocked them out. So kind of maybe they're just turning it on for the playoffs and try-harding here. They did get pretty far in the playoffs last season, but we are live now. So we do have Gimme opponent in the blue, Feila eSports in the red, and it looks like Demos is going all the way underneath Sam.
Yeah, Demos is absolutely insane in the world today. And actually Xavi goes down and Jinxie as well. So no medic, no scout for Feila eSports. This was not a great start for them. Joe on the point gets taken down by Rory and FTH. So this is the first point actually probably for Envision or Fake Taxi or Give Me opponent. Tuja here actually being bothered by Menti, but no problem for Tercio. Debut of the season on ETF2L. And they will be becoming the cat now. And Demos and Tuja quite forward here. Just spamming them out. This is their point. It's not Feila's. We can all see this. Kazarok and Menti just respawned actually, so this is the first point for Gimme opponent. And
yeah,
really
I mean, they'll change to what we thought actually. CeeJaey on the medic with Tercio on the heavy, so these guys do play 6s together as well. They have that kind of relationship, I guess. Big bomb in, Demo takes so much damage to Kratos. Menti just taking him down there with a couple of rockets, so Demo down. And Chabi actually running that medigun, but building up the Uber really, really fast here. CeeJaey has his charge, but Feila are so close to it, and they're getting so much pressure on the point. They might actually cap this for free. Justice trying to control underneath. Uber does come in. Hugo and Tercio are the players to get it, but there's not much to do. But during all of that, FDH got the backstab onto Chabi. And that is medic down. That is no chance of getting an Uber there. He was so close to getting Uber in the end. And loses it. And actually, people are just popping off here. Kunu takes down middle. Joe went down there, and so many fractures coming in. Tuja stays alive, so he's going to have an Uber charge once again. And Gimme opponent looking really strong, chalked off a minute already from the point.
Yeah, it was pretty convincing. I mean, FTH pretty much put in the nail into the coffin. They were ready to push in there, you could see this with a heavy Uber actually. Really interesting to see. But yeah, FTH put the nail into the coffin by the medic stab, and this just instantly made them fail the Uber push. Or like, the dry push basically. Now Menti actually kind of bomb in, gets absolutely denied. He actually kills the mini-sim, he gets taken down by Tercio actually. Now they Feila actually advancing here a bit. They need to come to the point. Half of the time already gone for them, and they didn't even touch the point yet. Quite. Zhao actually goes down to FTH. FTH is on a rampage here.
Yeah, he's doing so much work. He's taking out key players at the right time. Uber does come in here, and Chabi is trying to run away. There's nothing he can really do there. He is going to try and keep his life, and that does mean he is going to have an Uber advantage over TuJaey. He's at 90% right now. Kaza takes down Kunu, so sniper advantage to Chabi. Could hold on to that Uber without much worry. Probably checking for the spy, but he's only just respawned. So looking good for Feila, and they're actually going to cap this point basically for free. Don't have to use the charge. They're going to take it. Chabi getting aggressive there with Joe. Joe taking a lot of damage. Has to be careful. Uber is used, and they take down so many players, including TuJaey. So that Uber was justified in the end, Zamp, and Feila starting to kind of arriving into this match.
Yeah, you could see, like, FTH did anything this round, did this Uber push, so they didn't really play off someone else off, apparently. Maybe they have him as, like, the secret weapon they're using here. But if FTH is staying like that, I feel like they can go comfortable in this round.
Yeah, I mean, they need a big pick now. I mean, the Ubers are pretty much equal because TF2 had a faster respawn. You have a faster respawn if you're not in control of the point. That actually means it's essentially equal right now. Feila eSports trying to hold on to the point, but wow, Jinxie gets taken down there. Sentry is also taken down. Lots of spam coming in. Joe, the furthest person on the point, but he's going to get spammed out. Demo's going in here. Melo's actually in behind and tries to get something down, but Kuni takes down Kaza, so no sniper for the team in control of the point. You have to be careful here. Ubers are equal. I'm not sure if Feila eSports know that, and they may think they have a bit of an advantage because they did kill the medic early on. Joe taking the high ground, getting some good spam down. TF2 so weak. We're down to about 5 HP there. Didn't use the Uber. Balls of steel from that man, and that does mean they're still in this fight.
This is a buff steal, dude. Like, honestly, this was what, 3 HP? This was a buff steal. This is, I don't know, fucking platinum. And there is actually a bomb by Demos. And then he takes down.
Chubby down! And then Melo's back some TF2. Both medics drop.
Yeah, but still, it's in for both teams right now. Demos and Hugo plus Justice are actually quite comfortable there. Joe is forced to go out here. And this looks actually terrible again for them. Actually, they're pushing under. I'm not sure what's the plan there. But if they work on the point, it's theirs.
Yeah, they're getting a lot of cap time in. They should be able to get it. But wow, both medics dropping there in the space of, you know, a second of each other. But in the end, it always favors the team that's trying to attack the point because your respawns are faster. But Joe's just being like, hey, I'm going to walk forward. I want to put some damage down. I don't care what you're doing. I want to get some cap time for free. And actually, they're not too far behind now. Sitting about 15 seconds behind on the time stakes after being 2 minutes behind. So starting to look pretty good for them. And Feila probably actually going to capture this point now. Not much contestation coming out of Gimme opponent. And,
yeah, actually, as you said, that Joe and middle bleeds in here, so this is probably a weak push opportunity for, is this a pause? It is. So we're being actually paused here, but if you can see, watch the scoreboard here right now. So Kuno is dead, right? So there's no sniper, but still, Joe and middle are dead. So this is actually a great re-push opportunity for Gimme opponent. Like,
yeah, I mean, you don't really need your sniper that much for re-push. He's helpful, obviously, but when you're coming up against a team that doesn't have a pyro, doesn't have that insane damage output that the pyro has at the moment, but also the air blast to kind of deny you taking that space, but also the demo, you don't have to worry about sticky traps, you don't have to worry about that spam coming over, you know, so those are two huge classes. They should just be barreling in here, taking that point, and they probably will get it for free. I mean, take a look at Kaza, he's throwing a Girati, may actually land onto the people pushing the point, but we'll have to see what happens. I think Gimme opponent should be able to push this quite comfortably, and on the back of that, may be able to win the round. It's going to be a lot of pressure onto Feila, because there's only 27 seconds left on the clock for Gimme opponent before they win this round, and it's been back and forth. I mean, look very dominating for Gimme opponent there, but Feila kind of waking up and starting to get into the game.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you can see TF2 actually probably main calling here right now. Demos, Hugo, TF2 behind them all, ready to push in. So probably this will be actually a push that will envision or Gimme opponent basically get this get the point. There we go. What else is there to say? I mean, Kazrock and Kuno having a really decent battle there, a sniper battle, both standing on 12 points, both sniped each other a couple of times there. So not really a sniper favor right now.
I mean, what do you feel about this kind of combo with Tercio on the heavy and TF2 on the medic? I mean, how much of a surprise is that for you?
Maybe Tercio wanna focus more a bit on the main calls nowadays again. Maybe he just goes heavy. I mean, he played heavy before. We all know that. I'm not sure about TF2's medic career right now, but who is that? Yeah. So I feel like if TF2 is performing well so far, and like TF2 as well. I mean, we have seen great plays by both of them right now. TF2 with great deny there on Menti and everything. So yeah, I don't really see a problem with them switching around. I mean, of course, TF2 won. Was it MVP or was it debut?
It was debut.
I mean, this is still a big reward, but I feel like if the debut of the season in ETF2L Premiership, I think he can play some Platinum Medic for the season. And I feel like the change is always great. You can see the different player, how you actually approach other teammates when you play another class. So yeah.
That's true, and I mean, these two do play together in sixes as well in Div 2. I know Tercia is the medic and Tuja is one of the soldiers. So these guys have played with each other quite a lot. So when you got that synergy, it does kind of help. And I know Tercia has played heavy, he's played demo in Highlander in the past. So it's probably quite natural for them to just kind of slip in and out of the different classes. Just trying to find out what's going on with this pause at the moment. Clearly someone's having some connection issues. Hopefully it's not too detrimental to what's going on this round. But just to recap, guys, this is the upper bracket semi-final of UGC Platinum. It's obviously the European division. And we've got 4 teams left in the upper bracket trying to make their way through to the final, which will be next Monday. On one side, we have the team Elephant, who are the top seeds. They are coming up against a team called Kebab Police, who've been around Platinum for quite a while now. Also played in High, in ETF2L, so a well-known group of players who've played together for a long time. So it should be an interesting game. But on this side, we have Gimme opponent, who probably more recognize them as Envision, playing in ETF2L Premiership last season. And they're up against Feila eSports, of course, the Premiership runners-up from Season 14. Different roster. They're coming back to try to defend their UGC Platinum title, which they won last season. Season 23, we are live again. And you see a couple of frags go down there. That's the flank, Jinxie and Menti. So not only the Pyro and the Demo down, that is the flank down as well. Look at Demo, is getting so aggressive, trying to take this space. And Gimme opponent just all over the point. Bloodis gets melted down. Hugo gets to reflect onto middle. Tuja does go down though. Medic down. And actually, that's huge. They're getting so many frags for Justice. Replies in kind. He's going to take down the medic. He's going to take down the Demo. This man is a beast on any class you put him on. And a recapture of the point for Gimme opponent. At what cost though? It took him a lot of players to do that. And Feila, as we know, love the dry push. They may be coming back in any time now.
I mean, after all, you got the point, right? So there's no problem, both medics having an equal Uber now. And now you just need Kunu or FDH to get an early pick on them basically. But as you can see how they play, because you actually get stabbed here. But Hugo respawns here with the Pyro pick and gets Jinxie and Bloodis down. This is actually both teams still in the side. Justice on the point alone takes down the
FTH. Oh my god, FTH! Someone stop this kid! He just got a 4K! Spice Valve was like, hey, we're gonna nerf Spike because we want it to be more, sneaky breaky. But no, he pulls out the revolver, he's just gonna DM it. I mean, wow. Looked like, the pause there happened just at the end of the round, so obviously didn't impact the gameplay whatsoever. But that first round going to Gimme opponent, they are up 1-0 on this first map. First pick there. Sniper goes down, Demo goes down. The Demo is down for Gimme opponent. Kunu also down, so a lot of firepower out of the way for Gimme opponent. Plenty of deaths. Feila probably going to walk off of these player advantages. Big bomb in from Justice. Wow! It's a nice rocket there onto TK, but it's enough. Joe is actually dropped by Uri. And this might be able to be some sort of repush coming in from Gimme opponent.
They are not giving up so easily. I mean, you can see Tercia alone against the world gets taken up by Menti actually. But Demo's spamming across the point, and actually there's a Frost coming in, I think. So this is a great opportunity here. Menti actually gets taken down by Kunu, while Demos gets taken down by Kazarok, and Jinxie in middle bleeds into Demos and FTH. FTH just again with another frag here, and Justice just takes down the engineer. So this is great. We push opportunities here for Gimme opponent. Damn it being Gerarded actually. Trevi goes almost down, don't worry. But there's the repush actually by Gimme opponent.
Yeah, I mean, they camped the point there, Feila, with 4 players alive.
Yeah.
So the fact they managed to do that meant that their respawns were going to be so slow, giving loads of time for the Gimme opponent. They have taken off just over 25 seconds there, and they kept their mid alive, but wow, lots of damage coming in here. Players are down. Joe with some nice pipes, takes down Tercia. Feila. Yeah, I think they're just going to repush
down
again.
By middle, yeah. But actually they bled a lot in. I mean, now they have a respawn actually by Menti and Mellow and middle. But Justice just takes down Savvy with a nice serve there. Amazing gameplay. He actually takes him down, and Kazarok actually dies to FTH. So no sniper, no medic, no demo man to repush. This is horrible.
Yeah, I mean, Tuja did die during earlier on there, so Justice, you got to expect that. Like, the soldier's going to come in, he wants your blood. Blood is there going down to Kuno. He's on a 4K, starting to warm up and really start hitting those headshots. But Feila again, they're not scared. They're just going in for the dry push. Wow, doming middle, really aggressive push there from the Pyro, but he takes him out. And Jabby goes down again. Vori in from behind, finally goes down to Kaz. A nice headshot there, but it's a little too late. He takes down the medic, and that's going to be a huge advantage for TF2. Chubby just going to spawn now, and
but look at Joe. He's 1 HP. He's not done spamming pipes over the point with 3 HP. But yeah, what you said about the drive push normally can work, but the team needs to work together with it, and you just see middle walking alone. And there's a great force actually by Menki with Gerardic combination here, but now they need to fight off middle himself. And actually, it is Demos who takes him down here, and Vori's still in there. I lost him days.
Yeah, Vori's in from behind. And he's actually just gonna get flooded. He lands a wee shot. Oh my days! Chubby's so weak. And look how aggressive they're getting. Look how aggressive they're doing. A forward hold here. All they needed was somebody to just, take the risk and go on the medic. Demos gets taken down there, so probably a bit of a mistake in the end, but they've taken so much time off. They're probably going to be okay giving up this point and just re-pushing later on.
I mean, they lost Kazarok, right? So this is not like something to be worried about. Bleeding a scout in for a sniper. But actually, as you said, his Curse of Justice goes down. But Joe in middle and Mendy just goes down as well. It's just a DM fest on both sides. And now actually a cap coming in from Feila. But that's actually the force. And Mellow still in. TF2 saves Demos heroic with the Uber force before the stab comes in. And this is actually a defended point by Gimme opponent. But if you can see Mellow ready to stab here someone, I feel like he's about to do it. He's not sure yet. 5 HP. He has to be really sneaky about this. I mean, that was really bad from Feila there. Their Uber they lost some really key players. I mean, Soldier, Pyro, and Demo, probably the best classes to deny the point. With spam, with damage, with air blast. They lost those 3 players, and the Uber was just going to be on a heavy. Not much you can do to chase there. Chubby went down. That means TF2 does have an advantage again. He's at 50% already. And they are in control of the point. They could just bait them here onto the point, just get some damage down, get the picks. Girati comes in. Nice Girati from Kuno. 3 men, actually. But on the other side as well.
Oh my god! Look how many people died on that point. The P! And the damage coming in from Demos and Kuno, just destroying everybody. There's 3 alive for Feila. They're not going to be able to do this. They're just going to have to run off the clock.
Man, he actually with a bomb here, forcing TF2 in, but at the end of the day, didn't really achieve anything. It's too late now. Middle heroically trying to save day by pressing the mouse 1 button.
Wow.
Yeah, this is 2-0 at the moment for Gimme opponent. I did not suspect that.
No, and I don't know who picked what map, but I'm going to guess Feila picked this because, like you said, he played with them last season. They were so good at Coal Plant, and this is essentially Coal Plant but looking a little bit different with some different sightlines. So, yeah, I mean, Joe goes down very early on. First casualty of this mid-fight. So does TK, so does Menti. So many players down. Blood is also going to get cleaned up. Gimme opponent in total control at the moment. Just kind of mowing people down. I'm playing really good as a unit, and just to clarify, this is UGC. Normally it is played 1st to 4 with 2 halves on King of the Hill. But because it's the playoffs, only 1 half is played. Therefore it is 1st to 3. So if Gimme opponent win this round, as they've just taken the cap of the midpoint, if they win this round, they are going to take the first map, which should surely be a surprise based on the map that he's picked. Chabby really far behind on Uber. I'm not sure if he died or just wasn't healing, but he's only at 75. Going to be a few more seconds till he gets that charge. TF2 in a nice safe place with 100% in the bank, and Feila again looking to work their way in.
But Joe actually goes down here by Kuno with 2 well-placed body shots there, and Melo, they just bleed in or burn in. I don't know how you want to say it. They just keep on losing key players like Kazarok, Joe, middle, you name it. And now it's a heavy Uber actually across the point. This will probably not achieve a lot, except a bit confusion. I mean, not even Uber really don't care for that. There's actually the counter Uber. Were we already in deep? Menti goes down middle. The Sentry goes down. Joe goes mid-air and goes back into the spawn. And yeah.
This is just a collapse from Feila. I mean, The first round was really close. I mean, there was, what, a couple of seconds in it?
Yeah.
They lost a couple of minutes on the point, but then they held so well and repushed really well. TJ does die there, and actually Gimme opponent are losing some players, but these pushes from Feila, they just seem a bit scattered and a bit desperate. There's no need to be desperate, just play the way you've been playing. But they keep losing players. There you go, Kaza goes down there. Menti and Joe trying to get aggressive.
But look at Hugo!
Oh, Hugo's in behind! Oh my days, Pyro class in 2018, do not let him go unattended.
With
takes down Chavi. With the backburner, was it? Oh my days.
It's a sacrilege play. A demo, middle the same thing at certain degrees, or just get demos down. But still, Feila is just losing players. You press the tab button, you see at least 2 players of Feila always down. And as I said, Justice takes down Kazarok. Again, we have 2 players down. They're at a constant player's disadvantage. As I said, Worry and Plat just gets taken down. They're just getting farmed off.
They're getting good picks at the right times. And I mean, they're winning these fights. And it just seems that Joe is the person to die early on. Just from like a sniper or something. Here you go, he's getting focused again. He's at the forefront all of the time, and that's why he's being the person that shots. He needs people to be as aggressive as he is at the moment. Big bombing from Menti, trying to take down little Jessica, who is going to crater. So there's going to be no sentry, and he's getting in onto Tuja. He's dodging and weaving. He's not going to use that Uber. He doesn't need to. The man is a beast. He does not care about your rockets. He does not care about your conch. He is holding that Uber, and he's going to pop it when he chooses. 3 down for Feila eSports right now. That repush fails hugely. They only have 4 players alive. Chabi has his charge, Sam, but I mean, they just can't find a way in at the moment.
I mean, you have to give credit to Kunu. Like, he's being bombed as well, and he just didn't give a fuck as well. He landed on top and tried to headshot the enemy player still. It was not Menti who tried to headshot, it was somebody else. But as I said, there's actually an Uber exchange going on, and it actually looks decently for Feila this round time.
Yeah, they've taken the ground with it, and they're going to get some cap time now, and they are in a decent position. Hugo, again, underneath the point, but this time he's going to go for the detonated jump. He takes down the heavy. Oh, am I witnessing this? What is this? Detonator jumping onto the point and taking down the heavy. Middle, Joe, and Bloodis all dead. Those are big power classes not to have in this fight. It doesn't look like Gimme opponent decided they're going to go forward. They want to finish this off quickly. Flory getting aggressive. Oh, nice rocket from Menti. Is going to prevent him from going down. Kunu, though, and Justice both dying to the backstab from Melo. So that's actually helped Feila and could keep them in this fight because they're bleeding players here. And even though they have an advantage, Sam, I don't think they're going to be able to push until Chabi gets his.
No, probably not, but we still have Kunu and FTH back at the front line soonish, so we might as well just see another drop, you know? We already witnessed a double drop at the same second around, so why not a second time, you know?
Could happen.
I mean, there are probably a bomb coming in by Justice, and as I say, that actually middle goes down by a great pipe with Justice, but like Demos actually goes down here as well, and Blood goes down as well. This is like just fighting, they're just clashing at each other at the moment. Middle bleeds, Bloodis bleeds, Demos, Justice, and I think it's a little Jessica. Yeah, it is. It's like they're not really sure. Both teams are not sure what to do right now.
Yeah, I mean, at the moment, Gimme opponent, they're getting picks. It's costing them players, but they can actually push off of that because their respawns are much better. They're actually taking down Menti and Bloodis. So this is two big players.
This is huge right now. They have 2 picks. The teleporter just got down as well, so the heavy will even take longer now. And that's actually Demos being dropped by Tuja, or basically he dies to a stick him. That's actually a Pyro Uber, but this will probably achieve little. But actually, Yugo goes behind and probably takes out Kazarok, so this actually was worth at something. And middle goes down as well to it. I don't know how the flame particle works nowadays, but this was awkward. And Worry just takes down Joe from behind, and Worry fighting against the world and just fucking everybody up, and he's DMing everybody. And there is it. Yugo just comes in, takes the medic kill, and this is the save. This is one of the saving points right now. It's 30 seconds. There's no time to build a normal Uber. They have nobody to go A crits or B quick fix to achieve an Uber, and there's actually stock Uber right now. It's 25 seconds. You will not achieve a medic on Uber charge in that second amount of time.
No, I mean they're maybe trying to get the decent buffs in, but I agree. I would definitely go quick fix here and just have to DM 15 seconds on the clock. Little Jessica is going to go down, so no sentry. Rebuilding capabilities. But Kunu's going to take down Jinxie. A lot of capping power out of the picture. They're trying to go onto the point, but they're just being baited.
Joe was done as well. Now they need to be on the point. There's the Uber exchange. Look at that. This is just clean up by Kunu, the FDH. They just... Listen, guys. We're gonna... Big Joe, the big main caller himself. I just closed my game by accident. And after that, we're just gonna clean the West off.
I have to say that Gimme opponent looked so good throughout the game, but at the end there, they struggled. They struggled to get in on the point. They struggled to make an opening. They weren't getting picks. If they did kill people, they were dropping, 2 people at the same time. So they weren't getting that opening. And then they tried to go in there. Demos gets dropped. You've got dropped by a sticky trap from Joe, so you got no demo in this Uber. Then Hugo decides he's going to try and jump in and do something. Takes a lot of damage, and Tuja feels like he has to pop Uber to save his pyro. Okay, so that kind of cause and that kind of series of events makes you think this is going to be a terrible exchange. You've had to force Uber onto your pyro. You've lost your demo already. There's nobody else with you for this Uber. So what does Tuja do? He Ubers Hugo as much as he can. Forces the enemy Uber. Hugo just goes behind, takes down Kaza, takes down just so much damage to the un-Uber players behind the fight. And then, when the Uber's over, he's behind them, uses his detonator to get up on the roof. Vori runs in, and the two of them just clean up everybody on there. Vori winning a 1v2 against a buff scout with his medic. Really, really well played by Vori and Hugo there, who essentially won them that round. The cleanup was absolutely insane. So, yeah, it just shows that despite having the better teamwork for a lot of the game, they had a moment where they were struggling, and you never know. When you get a round on the board, you can start to get a bit of a comeback going. And you never know. That could have been the catalyst for Feila to start getting their foot back into the game. But, yeah, individual playing just kind of destroying them there. I'm trying to find some logs here. And Foppish is just so good at this production thing he's already given us. And actually, I was going to say before the game, Foppish, I'm going to say if you're the MVP of the map, I had to go with Justice. I don't know how many kills he got.
24.
But 24, okay. So yeah, he was at near the top, but I don't feel it was the number of kills he got. It was the fact that he was constantly on the medic. He was constantly on the sniper. He was constantly bombing the right people at the right time. He was causing havoc in behind the enemy lines.
To be honest, Justice had a second top frag behind Kunu. So I feel like you can give him the credit of having a lot of kills.
Yeah, and Soldier. I know Dima said to me he liked Coal Plant because he felt it was a better Soldier map than most King of the Hill maps, which can agree with. Things like Product and Lakeside aren't really Soldier favorable, but yeah, Justice doing very well there. 24 for 14, Kunu going 25 for 11, just edging him out. And then you take a look at all the other players who got over 20 kills there, all on Gimme opponent. FTH and Demos both through 22. FTH going 22 for 12. Those are pretty crazy spy stats for 2018 spy. You don't have that dead ringer to keep spamming you, to keep alive. You don't have the ambi to kind of fight from a distance. He was going in, he was getting the sort of the Spicicle kills, and he was getting the Revolver kills and just staying alive. Really well played. He died the same amount of times as the enemy medic. Vori also getting over 20 kills, going 21 for 16 there. So, just dominating, actually. Nearly 50 kills more for Gimme opponent, nearly 10k damage, despite the rounds being extremely close. Anyone else standing out for you there, Zamp, on the logs?
On the logs, I would say Demos. Even if on the logs wise, you see him on the top there as well, but you could see Demos having he had the quicker roll out. He had just a quicker roll, and this just in under. I feel like there were multiple times where he just basically carried the mid fight by only that. Getting that early frag, and they started to stumble. Oh no, we lost one player. We need to play around it more. But as you see in the scoreboard, we have the MVP of Feila joining, Layla herself. She had enough of that.
It's always nice to have your main back.
Yes,
we'll wave goodbye to Chabby. He is gone now. I just have to share a Chabby story. We did play on the same Sixes team. Oh god, probably 10 seasons ago in ETF2L. He was Pocket Soldier for our team for a season, and there was an official we had, and we were just playing. He was like, "Oh, hang on, guys, be right back." And we were like, "Okay, we'll pause this official. That's aggravating." He just disappeared, So we're waiting, like a couple of minutes goes by, a couple of minutes more, the enemy team's like, where's your soldier? We don't know, he just disappeared, man. He comes back and he was like, sorry, my house was flooding. We're like, what? He was like, yeah, like the entire like ground floor is covered in water, like by like 3 feet of water. We're like, oh, like, do you need to go and sort it out? He's like, no, we can finish the official. And then he just, like a champ, despite his house literally flooding, he just carried on and played the official. So that's dedication.
That's dedication itself.
That's dedication to TF2. He's no longer with us. Like Zam said, Layla is back in.
The biggest
Premiership
MVP of
finalist. Yes, she is. She's the main medic. She's the core of the team. Let's be honest. Her and Joe.
You can't spell Feila without Layla.
Exactly.
I mean, it's the reason why it rhymes, you know.
Exactly, and she is tagged up obviously with Middle and Joe. They're tagged up as 05 Joe and 05 Layla because they are sponsored by Omni5 esports community, who's sponsored these guys as they were, in fact, the 7v7 champions in the inaugural European version of the Challenge Cup for the RGL League. So they'll be participating in the RGL European League under the flag of Omni5, hoping to win some cash there. But this is actually Highlander we are watching today. This is not 7v7.
Thank you.
So it's a whole different kettle of fish, Zamp. For those of you just joining, Gimme Opponent versus Feila eSports is the match we are currently covering. This is the upper bracket semi-final of UGC Platinum in the European division. The winner of this goes to the upper bracket final, one step closer to taking the title of Season 24 UGC champions. On the other side, we have Elephant versus Kebab Police. And they'll be facing the winners of this match today. Gimme Opponent taking the first map. To much surprise, I think, for many people. You know, Ashville, very similar to Coal Plant, a map that these guys have been very strong on. Feila, that is. And of course, Feila eSports probably going to this in the favourites by default because they are the defending champions of UGC Platinum. Let's not forget they did win at Season 23. So Ashville was a clean sweep for Gimme Opponent, 3-0. But Feila have got their flagship player, Layla, in on medic now. We'll see if Badwater, the second map of this, it's best of 3, will be any different. This is going to be Badwater Pro. We are playing UGC, and they do play the Pro version, version 12. And UGC rules dictate it's only played to one half. Therefore, this should only be a best of 1 on Badwater, Zam. But I don't know if both teams agree they can play a best of 3, so we'll have to kind of see how things go. But the pressure is definitely on Feila, don't you agree?
I mean, now that you say it, I mean they just lost 3-0, you know, on Ashville, but it was nobody surprised. So I say this is a wild card at the moment, Badwater. I know Feila having a pretty good push until third, and on last they really stumble a lot. But other than that, I feel like it is favored towards them, since you could just see that Gimme Opponent just had a stronger DM today, especially from their flank. I'm not sure if they can like take over the Ashville threats here right now and just go fight off DM, because now we're having a level 3 set, we are Teleporter, and like actually people that are trying to defend an object. So yeah, we have to see how it goes. I mean, of course, FDH could like tell us now that this is his homeland here in Badwater, so he will just completely run over the people, and he actually just goes for the teleporter, or maybe he goes for.
I think that's
and
the safe bet these days.
And Layla,
yeah, I mean, did you see that shot on Justice there? Kaza just absolutely destroys him in the air. Suicide achieves absolutely nothing. Layla untouched.
Not untouched, but unharmed.
Unharmed. Just to clarify, Gimme Opponent in the blue attacking with Feila eSports in the red. Feila eSports will try to defend the time that is set by Gimme Opponent. Kuning very aggressive. Oh my god, he takes down Joe.
And there's a force.
Charges, and in comes the bomb. Yes, Layla does get forced. No demo either. This is actually a huge opportunity. Look how far the cart is as well. Little Jessica and Vori doing great work, just pushing that cart really far forward. So close now. TJ with a huge advantage, 100% in the bank. No sniper alive. Demo just making his way there to the front lines. And really good opportunity for Gimme Opponent to take this first point.
Oh, they actually want to go for under. That's interesting. Normally, if you have your sniper down, their sniper only want to go right side from your perspective if you push. But there's actually an under push. I mean, it can work, but now the objective time is important. But they can't contest it. Why? They're being forced. But actually, as you said, as Middle and Menti just decided to bleed in, Joe is fighting for his life there against the machine himself, Tercio. Gets saved by Kazarok actually, and Kazarok probably bleeds in here to worry. He's being saved by Joe with 1 HP. And 3 people are up, but they are not done pushing him yet. I mean, Bloodis actually goes out and FDH just pushes the card and is first for you. That's all.
I have to say, like, the reason, I mean, that sentry's still up, there's still stuff going on first. The reason the tunnel push failed there was because when you go through there, there's only certain classes that can be effective. The heavy can try to shoot the sentry if it's on the edge, the demo can spam it out, but you're going to get forced early. You have a long way to go around and you're not going to take that much ground. Yeah. Your sniper is left unprotected, Kuna got taken down because he's on the far side alone, and your pyro is ineffective. He cannot do anything unless you get really far forward, and you could get dropped from the Uber because of that. You know, he can't get in a position as his class when you're pushing it through tunnels. So in the end, it was just a DM battle that Gimme opponent won, and they are going to capture the first 2 points in only 2 minutes and 11 seconds. But of course, it is this third point that is the bane of many Highlander players' life as they try to take this on. But this is, of course, Badwater Pro, which supposedly makes this third point much, much easier to push. We'll have to see if that's the case. There is an advantage for TuJa, as Layla did die pretty much at the same time. And a pick onto Joe, 20-second respawn for that man. And that is absolutely huge, and that's probably going to instigate the push.
Yeah, definitely. If they actually push off Joe being dead, this is a huge one. I mean, Menti and Blood is standing top left there in the shack, but actually TuJa and them was really close here. But they must get dropped, and he needs to force on here on Worry. Blood actually goes down to FTH. There are still being fights shared, but now it's just like back to square one. Let's get some P-swag.
Yeah, not a great push there, but the cart does get kind of pushed closer to the point, which is really the aim there. Obviously the objective is the aim. Once you've got that objective, your forward spawn moves forward, obviously. And it's much easier for you to pressure that point, and makes it very, very difficult for the defending team to hold on. Pick there from FTH is going to take down Joe, so again FTH having an influence on this game, and Joe being the focus of the frags. Kaza is going to take down Justice, so no soldier to take control of that high ground. But then saying that, Tercio guns down Menti. It's been very difficult for Feila to try and control this. Blood is alone, trying his best there. And the car is just going to get pushed here. Tercio is just going to walk forward. And actually, little Jessica is going to be the champion. Go for the cart! What are you doing? Somebody go for the cart. Actually, no. I was watching the NG not going for the cap, and you know, my inner Emilio was yelling at me, why aren't you pushing the cart? And then I looked at the scoreboard and saw that everyone was dead, so probably a good choice there. Just took them just over a minute and a half there or so to capture that third point, Zamp, and I dare say this is starting to look like a roll. This
is huge. They have 2 spawns under control. Make it a third one since Kuno is watching there. Actually, never mind. There are 2 spawns being locked, and the third one is actually being bombed at the moment by Justice taking down their sniper. And Layla actually goes down to Hugo, and Hugo just goes on with little Jessica here, killing, oh god, I lost track actually. Actually, a lot of Feila players are dead. First two with FTH in the car, they use the cat. It's a full wipe, not even 5 minutes. Badwater is a pretty good time.
I mean, even though it's the pro version, which makes it much easier to push third and last.
But why?
Because of changes to the... Well, I mean, there's much more openings and it's easier to get to places which are supposedly really good to be defended. I don't know, it makes it too easy in my opinion. Just get good, you know. But still, under 5 minutes is a fast time.
Definitely.
It's a fast time. So it's not more so the time. I'm not looking at the time. The first point was the only sort of struggle there. They made a couple of mistakes there, but from then onwards, it was just success. They had one failed push onto third, but the repush came in and just kind of destroyed them. And it's like we were talking about, you know, the pressure was on Feila before heading into this map. Obviously, you have to win this map to stay in this best of 3. But now already they have a really fast time. I do have to defend Feila and say I've seen some fast times from them recently. Of course, Badwater was the first map of the TF2 season, which was played last week, when they did, you know, play out a 4-2 victory against Wasp, a team they also had some very fast times against in the preseason playoffs. So Feila fully capable here of having a fast time themselves, but definitely under pressure. They definitely here have to concentrate and not make any mistakes, because too many mistakes and it is going to be Gimme opponent going through to the next round.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like, you can see middle Menti, Casual ready for the bomb, and there's actually the bomb coming in, but The Twitch is actually hiding in bunker, and who would have surprised the actual Feila flank against them? This is some 400 IQ there, right there. Twitch just... I know where Layla normally hides. I'm gonna hide there as well. This is big.
Yeah, I mean, it was smart. It was smart. And actually, it was well played.
Twitch gets dropped!
Oh, no.
By the body
Smart
shot
plays,
of Kaza.
but Kaza, yeah, he takes him down.
DM always speeds brain.
Oh no.
And Kaza still there.
Still alive. The Mentis jumping the sentry. They can take down the sentry. They're going for the tunnel push here, Zam. And the thing is, they finally used, and they're actually just going to wrap around and probably clean up there. This is going to be a really... This is a slaughter.
Yeah, but middle gets dropped down here actually. Little Jessica's still on... Oh god. Poor little Jessica. But Koyat or somebody. I checked it in TF2 while at work. I have no clue how to pronounce his name. Joe and Layla actually locking second, so this must be third. I mean, they could just say, okay, let's hold last. They have, what, 3 minutes time? They can just basically say, we are risking it, we go last. But they actually are in here, and actually if Layla and Joe stays like that, they could probably be punished for that.
Yeah, I mean, you take a look where they are right now. They're trying to control this third point. They've actually lost another, but Justice is in! Layla's so weak! No, he cannot get the finishing blow. Bloodies does go down, and Layla is weak enough to run away here. But
yeah,
wow.
But they bled the heavy and their pyro in front of the push basically now. And Joe now as well, plus Jinxie, make it
Demos
Layla
takes down Layla.
That's the failed push. And this is horrible.
Oh.
This was the time to... This was the time to take your foot and slam it through the door of Envision, and they just failed it. They hit the concrete basically.
Yeah, I mean, they had the right idea. They were controlling the corner. That's all you need to do until your car gets into position. It was equal Ubers because, you know, both medics, you know, died at similar times. But oh no, Layla gets taken down again. She was getting that charge up and then just gets sniped. And the counter Uber comes in here. Not even a counter Uber because the first Uber didn't come out, and that's so many frags going down. 6 players left for Feila. Just to go back, like, they were controlling the corner well there, Zam. Like, that's what you're supposed to do. That's what the textbook says. But the textbook also says make sure somebody is controlling the house. They had nobody in house. Justice was up there, just chilling, able to get 2 rockets onto Layla. Somehow doesn't kill her. She was so weak. But that pressure was enough to force Layla out, take the heals out of the fight, and the rest of the combo of Gimme opponent just walk forward and end up winning down. 2 players are down now. Demos and Tosi. 2 dice. That's a lot of fragging power out of the way for Gimme opponent. Big one in from Justice. Oh my days.
But still, it's like 4. There's a respawn wave now. Don't confuse me here. So, but Ro is still again just on Layla here. And Layla is bleeding to death while Joe doesn't really care for the world here. He just wants this pushed now, and he actually he probably gets it. Actually gets taken down. There's the Uber.
Uber gets used. Yeah, Layla died. I don't know who Layla died to.
Rowie came from behind, just picked up. Nobody really cared of Feila there.
Yeah,
but Joker's taken down.
Dodging.
Another wipe, basically. Blood is deep here, but good effort. But that's it.
There's just some good plays from individuals. The likes of Justice, Vori, FTH. They're getting in and killing Layla as FTH takes her down again. And because of that, Feila eSports don't have an Uber to play with. They're coming in and they're having to go in dry every time. And as soon as Layla dies, CeeJaey's using his Uber and they're clearing up so many people. You can play like that when you've got time. You know, there isn't much time for Feila eSports to push here. They can be aggressive. They can use these Ubers. They can get the frags and just slow the game down. They're making it difficult for Feila to get any sort of momentum here. And this is pretty much it. Less than 30 seconds left on the clock. I do suppose we're going to find out whether this is going to be played as a best of 1 or as a best of 3, as Layla goes down to Hugo this time, running the flog. And GGs are being called in the chat. It does look like this game is over. And it is in fact going to be Gimme opponent taking both maps without dropping around. The 7th seed heading into the playoffs. Already knocked out the 2nd seed and now knocking out the 3rd seed. They're going to be playing in the upper bracket final, guaranteeing them at least 3rd place in UGC Platinum.
Huge. I didn't suspect that outcome. Not at all.
I mean, maybe like the outcome, I would have said Feila eSports definitely coming into this game with the edge, having definitely most of their TF2 roster. You said to me before you did think Feila were going to take this quite comfortably, but you know, looking at the players available for Gimme opponent, you know, there's some really good players there. You know, anything's possible. I don't think either of us expected it to be so one-sided.
No.
for Gimme opponent, and especially in Badwater, they looked like they could have held that third point for longer. That was looking close to being a 10-minute time based on the way that they were playing. So, Feila just didn't even get into Badwater. We know how good they can be on it, having seen them the past couple of weeks doing really, really fast times. But yeah, just outclassed on Ashville, and really struggling for ideas on Badwater. And yeah, Feila eSports dropping down into the lower bracket now. They have a chance to defend their title. They aren't out of the competition just yet. And
let's look into logs.
Let's take a look at the logs, and it's actually Vori. Top fragging, scout on payload. It's not just about pushing cart, ladies and gentlemen. It's about getting those frags. I'm going to take a look at how many medic frags he got. Only 2, but he was just getting in the faces. I mean, only 2, I suppose. 2 out of 8. Yeah, there's a quarter of Layla's deaths coming from the scout. And again, we're seeing a lot of players there. I mean, TK there going 11 for 9. He was the
engineer.
5th highest. Yeah, the 5th highest fragger in the server. But the other 6 of the top 7 were Gimme opponent. We got Vori, Tercio, Demos, FTH, Kunu, and Justice all getting double figures with regards to frags. Kunu getting 473 damage per minute, highest in the server. Both Demos actually kind of languishing in the 300s. It was, in fact, Kunu there, the only one to get really over 400. Justice actually getting more damage than the Demos as well. So, yeah, I mean, they just looked in control.
Definitely. I mean, how are you supposed to top damage as your demo man when your heavy goes second most kills in the game? I feel like this is a strong part by Tercio. I feel like we're not giving him enough credit for like that. This was amazingly played by them, especially on first. I mean, I don't know if you saw how Tercio played him on bunker. 3v1, and he killed 2 of them. This was amazing, and this is basically the save for them on the first push. It just kept rolling and rolling. So I feel like Tercio MVP actually on Badwater attack, definitely. This was nice. Huge plays.
Yeah, I mean, he did get a lot of the frags, going 13 for 4. That's, highest KD in the server, doing very well. I mean, as a heavy, it's not really the class you usually expect to be getting the frags, but
definitely,
if it's keeping your teammates alive, that's the big thing. But yeah, I mean, bit of a surprise here tonight, but makes things interesting, definitely, for the upper bracket final, and of course the lower bracket, which is still continuing. We did have some other games going on. It was going to be. I'm looking at the wrong. This is NA. Don't be looking at the NA. This is Europe. Elephant, of course, played in the other upper bracket semi-final against Kebab Police. Not sure of the result of that just yet. We'll try and find that out, and obviously we'll know by next week. In the lower bracket, we had Art of Throwing coming up against Quack, and Fiddle eSports, the second seeds, knocked out in the first knockout round, coming up against We Are Finish. So it'll be Feila eSports joining them in the lower bracket. The defending champions having to fight through the lower bracket to try and make it way through back to the final. But of course, that does mean Gimme opponent is guaranteed at least a 3rd place medal. Congratulations, lads.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, do you think they'll be confident based on today? Do you think they'll be confident of trying to make it at least a top 2 finish?
Definitely. If basically, you could call them a mixed team, but they all play together like last season in the division, where they got relegated into high, and then they did continue to play, but in different teams, except Tercio and Sting, and I believe. So I feel like there might be like the reunion next season for Envision. I hope so. I keep on missing them in the seasons. So yeah, let's hope for them to get maybe even the I doubt they win the first place, but I'm confident for them to get the second one at least.
Well, there we go. We'll be finding out next Monday, as that is when the next UGC cast will be happening. That'll be the upper bracket the upper bracket final of European Platinum in UGC, and it will be Gimme opponent against either Elephant or Kebab Police. It remains to be seen which one of their opponents, like they say, they want to Gimme opponent. They want to find out who it is. We'll be finding out next week. So next Monday will be the upper bracket final of UGC Platinum. There won't be any casts of the lower bracket this Thursday. That's because we'll be covering something of a different taste. Zampa, there may be an TF2 HUD cast during the week, but most of the casting on KritzKast this week is going to be, of course, from the Copenhagen Games. Go and check it out. there is actually a Teespring store to check out if you want to buy some merchandise about the Copenhagen Games, TF2 related merch. And of course, there will be casts on KritzKast. There is a Sixes tournament as well as a Highlander tournament, a €3,000 prize pool for the Highlander tournament alone, starting on Thursday, finishing on one of the other days, at least Sunday or before Sunday. It depends on how the schedule pans out with regards to the Sixes. But yeah, starting on Thursday, there'll be some Highlander games. We've got some Prem teams going, Strong Opinions, Lucrosa, among others, as well as Budget Toucan. So we've got some high-quality players, high-quality teams going there. Find out who's going to win offline. And like I said, we'll be back next week with more UGC and, of course, ETF12 action to be covered as well. Zamp, thank you so much for casting with me, man.
Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure as always. And thanks to Foppish as well. Production in the background doing a stellar job as always. And yeah, guys, we'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.